Donovan, thank you.
Now, I know both of you fighters are good sportsmanship now. We have nothing on that score to show. I want a nice, clean contest. You're both acquainted with the rules. I want you to watch your body blows. And don't shake hands after you go to your corner. Now, that's plain. And I insist upon a clean break. And I know that I'm not going to have that trouble here tonight. Now, the best of luck to the both of you. And shake hands now. And tomorrow protecting yourself at that belt.
Wait a minute.
All good? All right, let's go. All right, let's go. Dig in.
And in about 5 seconds, the fight will be on. They're twisting in the corners. There's the bell, and they step out. Both men cautiously sparring around in the center of the ring there. Neither man, Lewis liced out with the left hand, but very light. Now Lewis is in the center of the ring. Schmeling is once more sparring and backing steadily away. Lewis liced out with a hard left to the face. It landed. They went into a clinch, and Schmeling is trying some hard rights and left in close to the body. Now they're back in the center of the ring once more. Lewis is lashed out with a light left there. Now another light left. Schmeling tried with the left, but neither one did any damage. Now Lewis in the center of the ring, and Schmeling led with a hard left to the face, but Lewis rode the blow and came in with a left of his own. Then Lewis hooked a hard left to the body and missed with a right. He has colored Schmeling's eyes just a trifle. And once more, Lewis lashed out with a left hand that caught Schmeling, but not hard. Schmeling tried with the left, and he came in close in a clinch. They're both trying the 4 light uppercuts, but no damage done, and quickly broke at the command of Donovan. Lewis stands in the center of the ring. Schmeling is over near my neutral corner here. Schmeling tried with the left, and then he came through with a hard right to the body, but Lewis tied him up, and they're in the center of the ring once more. Now Schmeling in the center of the ring. Lewis over toward his own corner. Lewis lashed out with one of those fast lefts, and once more, Schmeling in the center of the ring. Lewis lashed out with the left hand, but was short. Schmeling tried with the left, and Schmeling tried with the right, but was short. Lewis was back out of the way from it. No ducking. He didn't duck, just stepped back and was about an inch away from the punch. Lewis tried with the left hand, but it was short, and Schmeling came in under and tried with the left. There are 2 lefts, but they blocked each other at arm's length. Once more, Lewis in the center of the ring, Schmeling over close to the ropes, and they're sparring and weaving both gently. Now Lewis with the left, feinting. No, neither man will leave. Lewis tried, and then at close quarters, he came in with a hard right. The back of Schmeling's head was right behind his ears. And there, at the bell, Lewis brought up a hard right uppercut to Schmeling's jaw. It healed.
They're back in their corners. It was a cool, cautious round, neither man taking much chance, and very little damage done.
The crowd was unusually silent for the first round, tremendously intent on what these two men would do, how they felt each other out. Clem, you saw that round. How did it impress you?
I would say that it was very little more than even, slightly in favor of Lewis. He landed the most blows and it seemed a little bit harder, but it was pretty close to an even round.
How was that left of his working, Clem?
It hasn't lashed out yet. He seems only to be feinting with it. But it's a very few words. Jack doesn't say much, and here they step to the center of the ring. And Schmeling, looking confident, and misses. Schmeling tries with two lefts that are both short. Lewis tries with a very light left, but overreaches. Schmeling tried with a hard left swing, but it was about a fraction of an inch shy. And Lewis came in fast with rights and lefts to Schmeling's jaw, but apparently no power behind them because Schmeling only just backed away from them. Now Lewis in the center, and Lewis led with another left to Schmeling's face. Schmeling stepped back, and Lewis came in with another left, and it was short, and a right came over, a right cross, but it was short. Now Schmeling came in, and it looked like a clinch for a second, but Lewis backed away. Lewis is depending on that left lead, and he's letting Schmeling have it in the face as often as he can. Schmeling keeps his left hand up and is ready to shoot with that right hand, but once more, Lewis gave him a left flush in the face, another left on the left eye. Lewis got over at two lefts in succession to the face, and then a left to the nose. And now, in the center of the ring, Schmeling shot his right hand, and it hit Lewis on the jaw and went off. They thought it was a bell. The referee stepped in to tell them to break, and the crowd's roar was so great they thought it was a bell. And both fighters stepped back, and Donovan had to bring them to the center of the ring once more. There they stand in the center, and both sparring. Schmeling, very good-natured, but he's watching Lewis carefully and got that right hand ready. He's going to shoot with everything he's got the moment he gets a chance. Lewis, in the meantime, is pouring left hand hard into Schmeling's face, and there he let go with the left hook that didn't do much damage. At close quarters, he let Schmeling have one on the jaw, but it was light for that kind of fighter. Now in the center of the ring, Lewis is out there once more, and he let Schmeling have a left to the face, just with a left hand at the tail. Schmeling was trying to come through with a right to the body, but he pulled the blow up halfway, and it didn't land.
Schmeling comes forward, Lewis meets him, and there
At the bell, Schmeling stepped out slowly to the center of the ring. Lewis came just as cautiously, and in the center of the ring, they're both sparring and feinting with left hands, but nothing doing yet for about this first. They've been in there 8 seconds now, and not a blow has been landed. Each man feinting with his left. Lewis tried 3 times there with the left to draw Schmeling in, but no chance. Schmeling stepped back. Then Schmeling led with a light left to the face, but no power behind it. And now Lewis shot a hard left to Schmeling's jaw, and in return, Schmeling got over a left to Lewis's jaw, and then a right to that was intended for the jaw, but missed and slid off his shoulder. And Schmeling broke ground and is over in the neutral corner with Lewis pursuing him, but Schmeling stepped right in on him and tried to land right and left, but missed and came into close quarters. Without a command from the referee, they broke. Now they're back in the center of the ring, and Lewis led with a left to the face, but was short. And Schmeling stepped back and ducked under another left. Now Schmeling tried with a left, Lewis tried with a left, and no damage. Schmeling with another left, Lewis with a left, and they're still out there in the center of the ring. Schmeling backing away cautiously, waiting for some opening that he wants. Schmeling got over a right hand high on Lewis's jaw that made Lewis rock his head. Schmeling has sent Lewis down. No, Lewis is down. He did not wait for the count. He got up on the count of 2. Schmeling came back at him and gave him another right. Schmeling is pouring in now, and Lewis for the first time is getting the real test. Schmeling gave him another right to the jaw. Schmeling has put in 4 rights to Lewis's jaw. They're on the other side of the ring, with Schmeling following him as quick as a cat. Schmeling's right hand is going to tell the story of this blow for Schmeling, win or lose. And at the bell, they're still trying to fight. Schmeling resisted. Lewis trying to come through with a blow after the bell, and Schmeling retaliated with another blow to Lewis, and the referee had to step in. Come on, Ed Hill.
I've told you about the fairness of the fighters, the men themselves. How, when they make a mistake unintentionally, in the heat and the fury of this fast fight, they realize that they're sorry and they apologize. I want to tell you a word about the fairness of this crowd. We've got, I suppose, 75,000 people here easily in this great, immense Yankee Stadium, but there isn't a trace of that which so many people have been afraid of racial feeling or of anti-Nazism, anything of that kind. These 6 people here in this Yankee Stadium are realizing that we've got 2 great athletes. And now the bell and Clem.
They came out slow. Lewis slower than I've ever seen him come. Max is eager. We're going into the 7th round. Schmeling is in the center of the ring, and Lewis is backing toward my corner slightly, both feeling each other out and sparring and making feints with left hands, but nothing happens. Well, Schmeling shows a disposition to duck and weave, while Lewis is trying with that left hand. There, Schmeling shot his right hand, but not much power behind it, and Lewis stepped back. Lewis is now in the center of the ring. Schmeling over near my corner. Lewis is crowding Schmeling slightly, and there Lewis came in with a fast left hook to the body, landed flush in Schmeling's body and made him give ground. Lewis gains confidence every time he gets over one of those left hooks to the body, and it looks to me like Blackburn has finally got it into Lewis's head to keep centering on left hooks to the body to open this fellow up and make him keep back to that right hand. There's another left hook to the body, followed by a right to the jaw, but Schmeling took it against the rope, and there Lewis missed with his hard a right overhand swing as you ever saw. Schmeling just did duck under it, and it went over the back of his head, but there Lewis shot in a hard left hook to the body and straightened Schmeling up against the rope. Now Lewis got over left to the face and a right to the face, and now he's ducking Max into the rope, and Max is trying to retaliate, but at close quarters Joe Lewis is showing his mettle, and at this moment he is out fighting Schmeling, and there he straightens Schmeling up with the left hand. Lewis is in the center of the ring, and they exchange left hands. Schmeling is backing toward me. Lewis is ready with his left hand, and there they exchange rights and lefts. But Schmeling covered up with his forearms across his jaw, and Lewis tried with rights and lefts to the face, and this round they really broke clean at the bell. And take a round away from Lewis, and those blows that were low may have cost Lewis that other round. I'm not sure. Donovan did not say whether he had taken the round away from Lewis. You know, in the center of the ring, Schmeling is feinting with his left and trying with the right, and while he was at that, Lewis crossed him with a left hand there to the jaw, but it carried no power. Now in the center of the ring, they exchange rights and lefts. Schmeling is in the center. Lewis ducked down and shot in a left to the body, but it carried nothing behind it, and Schmeling missed with a left and then tried with a right, and it landed, but Lewis took it and stepped into a clinch with him, and they're over against the rope. Schmeling is very awkward in the clinches, and his left eye looks very bad. His left eye is almost closed, but Lewis, on the other hand, appears a very tired young fighter for a 22-year-old man. They've exchanged lefts there in the center of the ring, and Lewis is watching for that to shoot over a right hand on that eye. It looks like he might center his attack on it for possibly the next round. And Lewis tries with a left to the face and then misses with a right. Schmeling backs away and misses with a left. Schmeling is right over me now with his back to me, and Lewis following him up. And Schmeling shot a terrific right high on Lewis's jaw, and it made Lewis rough. And Lewis shot a right hand to Schmeling's face. Schmeling took it and gave him a right hand back, and Lewis had to give ground. Now at close quarters, they're exchanging lefts and rights. Those were three hard rights that Schmeling shot at Lewis there. Lewis is now in the center of the ring, and he shot two lefts at Schmeling, and then tried with a right uppercut, but Schmeling was well covered up with his forearms right across under his chin, and Lewis couldn't break through. Lewis then shot two lefts to Schmeling's jaw, and is ready with a right hand. Schmeling tried there with a right, but no power. Lewis tried with a left, but Schmeling warded it off, and Lewis tried with another left, and then with a right hand that landed on Schmeling's back, and then Lewis came over with two rights to Schmeling's jaw. Schmeling then straightened Lewis up with a left. Lewis is trying to ride these punches, and Schmeling let him have a hard right on the jaw, then a right to the head, but Lewis is taking things. He's either taking them easy or he's a very tired fighter. And they broke at the command of the referee on the bell.
The boys are on their feet, and Clem McCarthy.
And Joe Lewis is doing a lot of listening to Jack Blackburn in the corner. Right now, most of the boys around the edge of the ring have got Schmeling credited with 6 rounds, Lewis with 3, and 1 round even. Of course, that counts the 2 rounds that were taken away from Lewis because of foul blows, even if they were even. Lewis then shot a left to Schmeling, and it was low, just under his jaw. Schmeling shot a hard right overhand that caught Lewis on the side of the jaw. Lewis took it and came right in on his clinch, and Donovan broke them. Now Schmeling is in the center of the ring, and Lewis tried with a very weak, wobbly, overhand right, one of the poorest blows I've ever seen the man throw. And Schmeling then threw a right hand that missed because it was on the back of Lewis's head. Lewis gives every evidence of being a very tired young man here and willing to hold on, and when he finally does break away, he lashes out with a left hand. And contrary to all previous fights, he is not rocking Schmeling with any of his left hands. Now then, Lewis shot a left hand, and Schmeling followed him up, and Schmeling tried with the left, but both were short. Once more, Lewis with the left hand, then Schmeling with the left, and they stepped into a clinch, but at Donovan's request, they both broke, although Lewis is very slow and willing to take his time. Lewis has got to try for a knockout because Schmeling is in the lead, I believe, at this time on points. Schmeling then shot a left to Lewis's face. Lewis stepped back and let Schmeling have a left in the face. Then Lewis missed with a left, missed with another left, and Schmeling missed with a right, and they came into a clinch. At close quarters, did no damage. Now then, Schmeling tried with a right uppercut that missed, brought over a left, and in return, Lewis gave him hard rights and lefts to the jaw. But when I say hard rights and lefts, they're not the old-time hard rights and lefts that we've seen in Lewis's previous fights. Now Lewis carried the fight to Schmeling at this moment, backed him over to this side of the ring, but Schmeling came back at him, and at the bell, a fast exchange, but this time they broke at the command of Arthur Donovan. Now in the center of the ring, Lewis standing there and feinting with his left hand. With his right, he is trying to cut off Schmeling's left hand, and Schmeling shot a hard right to the jaw, but Lewis was inside of it, and it did very little damage. Lewis in the center of the ring, Schmeling with his back to me, and Lewis forced into this corner. Schmeling dances back. His footwork is very much better than Joe's. Joe's is not only a shuffle tonight, but it's very slow, and very little of it. Now Lewis shot a left, but Schmeling stepped inside of it and gave Lewis a left to the jaw and missed with the right. Then they gave each other left hands to the face. No damage done. Now they're sparring once again. And again, Lewis shot in a left hook to Schmeling low under the belt. And Donovan cautioned Lewis, and Schmeling stepped back, and Donovan had to warn them to go on and fight. And Lewis, bewildered by Donovan's instructions, stepped into Schmeling there and let him have hard rights and lefts to the jaw. Schmeling is breaking ground over in the other neutral corner. He got a hard left to the face, followed by a terrific right to the jaw. And he stepped into a clinch, and Donovan broke them. Now in the center of the ring, Schmeling got over a right to Lewis's jaw. Lewis in return gave Schmeling a hard left hand to the face and then a right. And once more, Lewis is peppering Schmeling's eye, first with left and then with right. And Schmeling is stepping into clinches at every opportunity, while Lewis is following him up with good short rights and lefts. And again, the referee had to break them. Schmeling in the center of the ring, Lewis following him up and lashing out with his left hand every now and then. And there was a hard left to Schmeling, but Lewis came back and gave Lewis a terrific right hand to the jaw. Lewis ducked, put up his gloves. Schmeling bent low and tried to bring up a right uppercut to straighten him, but he missed and came up on the side of Lewis's head. And then, at close quarters, Schmeling stepped back and shot a hard right hand to Lewis's jaw that landed flush and made Lewis step into a clinch. And Donovan broke them. Schmeling got over two more hard rights to Lewis's jaw and made Lewis give ground. And there Schmeling straightened up Lewis with hard rights and lefts to the jaw. He has puffed up Lewis's left cheek, and Lewis is down. Lewis is down, hanging to the rope, hanging badly. He is a very tired fighter. He is blinking his eyes, shaking his head. The count is done. The fight is over. The fight is over.
Seconds, 12th round, winner is Schmeling.